Hello everyone, my name is Nicole for those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who do, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe and that like button before we even get into this video. But today we are going to be talking about things I wish I knew before I started my health and fitness journey. Even though I'm so grateful for everything I have learned, there are some things that I wish I was more educated on when I first stepped into the gym. So for those of you who are beginners or those of you who are unsure, I hope I can answer some questions that you've been pondering within your little brain. But make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit that like button, and let's get into this video. So like I said, for the last 3 years, I am very grateful and very thankful for everything I have learned and navigated through, but I believe there are some things that I regretted that I didn't do properly, and I think it's like a lot of common mistakes that mostly women, not always, there are some men that struggle with when you're going first into the gym. So I have about 8 topics that I would like to touch on, so get some popcorn, get some snacks, because we are going to start this. So the first one is just being consistent. When I first started my fitness journey, I thought we had to work out 7 days a week. Now, 3 years later, fast forward, I only work out 5 days a week, and I'm seeing more progress now than I have ever in the past. That being said, when you work out, you're going to tear your muscle fibers. So lifting weights, progressive overload is going to tear those muscle fibers. Your rest and recovery period is the time of where those muscle fibers repair, and you're going to see the muscle grow as they repair. Because each time they're going to repair, they are going to grow and make that muscle bigger. Without the rest and recovery, you are honestly hindering this process. So if you are working out 7 days a week, there is no time for your muscles to actually repair those muscle fiber tears, and you aren't going to be seeing that much progress. So that being said, my 5 days of training gives my body enough time to tear those muscle fibers apart, when my 2 days of rest and recovery have drastically allowed my body just to relax, recover, and I'm seeing so much progress. So you do not need to work out 7 days a week. You barely even need to work out 6 days a week. If you are just starting, I would say maximum 4 days a week and get into a routine. Being consistent and just having a routine is going to be huge for most people who are just starting. I know when I first started, I did 7 days a week and that was my routine, but please do not make that same mistake as I did. Start with 4 days and see how your body adjusts to that. If it is okay and you have the time and can be consistent, implement the 5th day. But everybody is going to be different, so you just need to be aware of how you're feeling and what your body is doing while you are working out through your 4 or 5 days of working out. Okay, the second thing that I wish I knew was having abs just actually does not make you healthy. There are so many factors that play into having a ripped six-pack, as many people want when they start their fitness and health journey, but there are also a lot of things that make you have a six-pack that actually deem you're unhealthy. So starvation can be one of those. If you're starving yourself, you are going to see those abdominal muscles, and honestly, if you're not feeding and providing your body with nutrients, this is going to impact a lot of things. A lot of your neurological activity in your brain is going to be hindered, as well as so many other things in your body. There are so many factors like genetics, body fat percentage, your BMI, all that are going to play a factor in having the visible six-pack abs. And it's okay if you don't have that ripped core like everything on a magazine shows. As long as you're feeding your body, you're lifting weights, you're drinking your water, you are going to be healthy. So don't think that you need to go into the gym and do a million ab exercises to get that core, because sometimes that doesn't even mean you're healthy. Okay, kind of going into now the third thing to go off of that ab topic is you do not need to weigh yourself for a form of progress. Personally, when I first started working out, I used the scale I almost abused the scale. I just stepped on it every day, and I stepped on it when I was full, and I stepped on it when I was empty stomached. But honestly, now that I look back at it and 3 years later have come and gone, the way you feel is going to be a huge form of progress rather than that scale. That scale is going to fluctuate every day, every minute, every hour, and it is honestly not a form of progress that I would want to put on anybody. If I could put one form of progress to everyone to use, is the way you feel and the way your mental health feels and the way you have mental clarity. That is a big one for me. I feel like starting my health and fitness journey, I have had so much mental clarity and I have the mental capacity to do so many things that I didn't think I would be able to do before. So there are so many other ways of tracking your progress than that stupid little scale that is going to fluctuate up and down and zigzag and everywhere. I do not want you guys to use that as a form of progress. The other form of progress that I would love for you guys to use and utilize is the way your clothes fit you. If losing weight is what you want to do in the gym, then see how your clothes fit. If they're fitting loosely, then obviously it's working. Just because you're losing weight doesn't mean that the scale is going to drop. There's so many factors. Again, I could get into a huge video on this, but if your sole purpose goal when you go to the gym is to lose weight, please track your progress by the way your clothes fit. Try that, and honestly, let me know how it is, because there are so many people I tell to discard the scale and just go by the way you're feeling, the way your clothes fit, and trust me, that scale, the numbers will get into your head, and then that mental capacity and that mental health is just not going to be there. So don't even step on that scale, honey. Just going off like that topic of how you feel and your clothes fitting, I would just promote, if I could, to absolutely everybody in the world, just go off based on how you feel each and every day when you're working out, when you're moving, when you're feeding your body with nutritious foods. Because there are going to be good days and there are going to be bad days. There are going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but you need to document how you actually feel each and every day. You need to see what workouts work for you. You need to document which foods work for you. Are you drinking enough water? Are you drinking too much water? All these factors are going to have a role in the way in which you feel. So document this. Don't document your actual physical weight, because the scale is going to fluctuate and this can be a huge mind game. So go to the other factors like water intake, your nutrition intake, the way you feel. Go back to these things and document your progress and how you feel, because there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. And the last thing I want is people being discouraged to go and start their health and fitness journey. And I believe that the scale does this all the time. So like we said, disregard that scale and focus on the way you feel and the way your clothes feel, the foods you're eating, and the water you're drinking. Okay, the next one is low calorie actually doesn't mean that it's healthy. So I know a lot of us probably go to a restaurant and we read the menu and we see what is the healthiest, lowest calorie option. The thing we need to be very aware about with these low calorie options is the nutrition content within these items. A lot of these low calorie snacks, drinks, whatever it may be, do have a lot of added filler of the so-called unhealthy sweeteners. So sucralose, aspartame, all that. Not saying that they're all bad, because I do not deem foods good and bad. There just needs to be a balance and a moderation within what you are eating and what you are drinking. So just because a container of pop says that it is low calorie does not mean it's actually nutritious. You need to find nutritious, dense foods such as oatmeal, veggies, all those good things, rather than the low calorie options, because a lot of those low calorie options are going to still be packaged foods, and sometimes packaged foods aren't actually the most nutritious, dense foods. So stay away from them as much as you can, but also don't neglect them and don't think you can't have the lower calorie option, because everything, again, is good in a balance and moderation. And never deem foods good or bad, just allow them all, but really focus on those nutritious, dense foods rather than low calorie options, and just make sure that you are feeding yourself properly and adequately. Okay, I think this was like a big one that I really struggled with when I started my health and fitness journey, was that this is a lifestyle change and not a short sprint. So it is a marathon, not a short sprint. I think I always put in the back of my head 6 weeks or 4 weeks. And I really got discouraged when I got to that time period and I didn't see the results I wanted to see. So just knowing that this is a lifestyle change, you need to change your morning routine, your nightly routine. You need to change what you're doing during the day, what you're eating during the day. You might need to change the way you are working out, how you are working out, the time you're working out. It is all kind of plug and play, I would say. Just seeing what is right for you and what is going to work for your life. Like, this is not a sprint. You do not change within 24 hours. Like, I could go into like juice cleanses and all that happen over a 3-day period. They're honestly not doing much for you. You need to give yourself an ample amount of time to see changes and allow your body to adjust and change. So focus on the longer term effect rather than the short one, because this is a lifestyle change. Okay, this one is, I think this one is very big for a lot of women. Not saying men do not experience this, but I'm just a woman, so I'm going to speak from how I felt. But don't compare yourself to other fitness influencers. I think this was big because when I started out working out, and as well as other people, they start looking towards fitness influencers and they say, I want to look like her, which this is horrible. You are never going to actually look like another physical human being. You are yourself because you were placed on this planet to look like yourself. You're not going to transform. If you want to transform, you need to go do plastic surgery. But if you want to change in the gym, you are never going to look like someone else. And I think the comparing game gets, again, into a lot of our heads. We want to look like this. We want to have the body like this. We want to have abs like this. We want to have a butt like this. Even if you are following someone's workouts, you are not going to look exactly like them. Your body composition and structure is so much different than that person. So keep that in mind, that you are never going to look like someone else. You are going to look like yourself. Your body is going to transform how it wants to transform. Okay, another one that I hear all the time, and I think we've all heard people actually say this, is we want to work out, but we do not want to look bulky. This bulky term that is being thrown around in the fitness culture actually needs to go bye-bye, because it is horrible. You are not going to lift weights and look bulky if you are a woman. Men have so much other hormones and, let's just say, balances and imbalances that women don't. And I could get into this so much, but females and males are not the same. If I lift 7 billion trillion kajillion pounds, I'm not gonna look like freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna get bulky. But this term bulky gets thrown around in the fitness culture, and I think it deteriorates people from actually wanting to try lifting weights. And it is sickening because women are not gonna get bulky. I'm sorry if this is crude, but I'm just so discouraged at how many women don't want to look bulky, but they want to look toned. Okay, well, toned means that the word toned actually means you're going to build muscle. So if you want that toned look, you are actually going to have to build muscle. But you're not going to look bulky because the amounts of testosterone that you have in your body is not the same as the big buff guy that is curling 1 trillion pounds near you, okay? Again, this comes back to body composition, body structure, the way I work versus the way you work versus the way that person works, right? Everybody's going to be different. You are not going to get bulky. So please lift up those weights and show everyone you're a boss. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Okay, kind of the last point that I want to touch on before I end this video is finding motivation and dedication within yourself. I think when everyone starts working out, we look at external motivators, which now that I'm working out 3 years later, I look intrinsically and I dig down deep within myself to find that motivation. And I think starting your fitness and health journey, I think being able to find that internal motivation and that dedication is going to be way better than going to exhibit A of a girl's Instagram and saying, oh, she motivates me. Because truly, she does not. You motivate yourself. So if you can wrap your head around that concept of internal motivation, honey, you're going to succeed way faster than someone that says, I am motivated by her and I am motivated by this. If you can find that internal motivation, trust me, you're going to be well off and so much better. And you're gonna go from point A to point B faster and more consistently than if you were looking externally for motivation. Okay, so these are kind of some of my tips that I would say I wanted to know before I started my health and fitness journey. Even though I'm 3 years in, I still have not learned absolutely everything, and I will never learn absolutely everything. I'm not an expert. I am not always right. These are just my values and my point of view on starting a fitness and health journey. I'm so grateful and so thankful for all your guys' support, for watching this video. It truly means the world to me. Make sure you guys like and subscribe because you know there's more videos coming. So you know the drill. And that's it for today. So have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.